Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MTG Place podcast. I am your host, Corey, and with me, as always, is James. How's it going, James?
Hello, everybody. Doing good here.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was nice. For once, I had one day where I didn't have to do anything.
Well, there you go. You have to relax.
Which is pretty good. Yeah. And then it was Spooky Day yesterday, so that was fun.
Yeah, Halloween. Did you dress up at all?
I was going to, but by the time I went to like Emily's place to do it, and it was too late by that point. So everyone was like gone. So we just ended up watching Blair Witch and just kind of hung out. So that was fun.
Yeah, I ended up just hanging out too. So ate some candy.
Yeah, eat the candy. You don't give to the kids. Who needs to give candy to kids? Yep. This is my candy.
Right. So let's see. Today we're going to be talking about Unfinity, but before we get into that, we want to roll through a couple of sponsors here. First off, we got Zencastr. Zencastr is an all-in-one podcast production suite that gives you studio-quality audio and video without needing all the technical know-how. Records each guest locally, then uploads the crystal-clear audio and video right from the suite so you have high-quality raw materials to work with. If you want a 30% off coupon code to sign up for Pro to try it out yourself, it's zen.ai/the MTG Place. When you do, it helps support us. So thank you if you do use that. We use it for our podcast as well.
Yeah, it works really well too. Like, it's very nice and very easy.
Yep. Second way you can help support us if you want is we have a TCG Player affiliate link, which you can find in the show notes of every episode and on the mtgplace.net, which is our website. We have a link to our Patreon there, our YouTube channel. All of our podcast episodes are on there, and our links to TCG Player are on there.
Yes.
And then, as I mentioned, the last way you can support us is the Patreon. You can sign up for as little as $1 a month, and it helps support us a lot. It keeps us going to make content because it is very time consuming. It takes a lot to make these videos. And we like doing
just going through some of the sets takes time. So yeah. We really appreciate any support at all. It helps a lot. Yeah.
And in celebration of, we've been doing this for over a year now, doing this podcast. We're doing from now till the end of the year. If you sign up at any level of Patreon, we're going to mail you a signed Basic Land card in the mail. So if you want a signed card from us, you can sign up and get that. There's also a lot of other cool perks. You can get merch depending on what level you sign up. You can play Commander games with us. You can do whatever. Lots of cool stuff. If I do good in Magic Arena, I post my deck lists in there so you know what I'm drafting for each set. Which I've had a lot of fun drafting Dominaria. We drafted Dominaria not that long ago. How'd you do? We both were 2 and 1. When we both drafted Dominaria. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, wasn't bad. It was a good time.
Yeah, so Unfinity is kind of a small set of what's actually legal here.
And just rares.
Yeah, so we're just going to do rares and mythics. If you don't know, it's an unset, but they printed all the cards black bordered. So if it has an acorn on the bottom on the stamp, so where the hollow stamp would be, if it has an acorn there, it's not legal in any format other than like draft of Unfinity.
Yep.
If it has the regular security stamp, you can play it in Commander Legacy Vintage. So we're going to talk about the 32 cards you're allowed to play in Commander Legacy Vintage. James, you want to start us off with the first one?
All right. So as we've done before, we'll go in the Wooburg order. So we are starting with our one and only white card, it appears, which is Starlight Spectacular. It is 2 white for an enchantment, and it has Parade, which is at the beginning of combat. On your turn, choose creatures you control one at a time until each creature you control has been chosen. Each of those creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature chosen before it. So the first one gets +0/+0, and then it goes up from there.
Well, they all get +1/+1. Oh wait, for each one until end of turn for each one chosen before it. Okay, so you choose one, it gets +0. Then the next one's going to get +1. Then so if you have a lot of creatures, this can stack up. But it's only once a turn.
Quick. Yeah.
But so you have to last like 8 turns before you're getting +7/+7. But
yeah.
So that would be like turn 12. So this might be okay in Commander.
It's slow.
Deck, but it is slow.
But in the token deck, it might be good.
Yeah, or if you have a way to double combat triggers or something, or just like static triggers,
Marshall's Anthem, one of those. Yeah,
one of those type of things that doubles the combat triggers. There's also those artifacts that let you copy triggers on the stack. That could make it go up faster. So
yeah. All right, well, that's our white card. Not much to go with there.
So on to blue here. We got Exchange of Words. It's 1 blue for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, choose target creatures. For as long as Exchange of Words remains in the battlefield, exchange the text boxes of those creatures.
Oh my gosh.
So I got a vanilla 3/3 and you got like Atraxa. I'm going to take all of your keywords and you're going to get a vanilla ability. But you're still going to be a 4/4 and I'm going to be a 3/3.
That's silly.
Well,
that's really funny.
But it's legal because it just changes it. It's like, all right.
I can't. Oh my god, that's actually awesome. That's one way to deal with their pain in the ass card. Just steal its words. Like, okay.
Yep. No more infect on your Blightsteel. I have infect on my
one. Yes. All right. Next we have Vidalkin Squirrel Whacker. It is 3 and a blue for a star Vidalkin guest creature. As Vidalkin Squirrel Whacker enters the battlefield, roll a 6-sided die twice. Its base power becomes the first result, and its base toughness becomes the second result. If you would roll 1 or more 6-sided dice, instead roll them, and you may exchange one result with Vidalkin Squirrel Whacker's base power or base toughness. Interesting.
So
okay.
You roll it, and the best you can get is a 6/6 for 4.
Yep.
And if you roll dice again, you can change it out if you want.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess there are things that make you roll dice, so it's not like a...
Yeah, there is a roll dice deck. Like D&D set added a whole bunch, so you have to combine this with the D&D set, probably.
Yeah. Like 4 for a 6/6, sure. That's pretty good. 4 for a 1/1, not so good.
Yeah, and your average is going to be 3, so average is going to be like a 4 for a 3/3 or a 4/3 or something.
So, depends on how lucky you get, I guess.
It's not great. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
If you're playing a roll dice deck, you probably play it just because you have another card that rolls dice.
Yeah.
Now on to black here. We got Black Hole. 3 and a black, destroy target creature and up to X other target creatures or X's number of attractions you visited this turn.
So attractions matter, I guess?
Yeah. So if you have a lot of attractions out, to get them out, you have to play cards that say open an attraction, and you have an attraction deck of 10 cards in constructed, 3 in draft, and you open an attraction, it comes on the battlefield, it's like an artifact. And then if you have one out, every combat you roll a die. I think maybe it's pre-combat main phase. You roll a die, and if the die matches the numbers lit up on the attraction, then you do the effect on that attraction.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's like an artifact that you have to hit a certain number to activate its effect.
Nice.
Yeah. But either way, 4 to blow up a creature, possibly 2. I feel like unless you build your deck around attractions, it's going to be like 2 at the most.
Yeah, that's kind of whatever.
I mean, 4 for 1 is still decent. Like, because it blows up anything. But if you build it around attractions and get 2, that's really good.
Good.
If you can get 3 or more, it's fantastic.
That's like bonkers at that point. For that cost, for sure. All right, next up we have lifetime, quote unquote, lifetime pass holder. It's 1 black for a 2/1 zombie guest creature. Lifetime pass holder enters the battlefield tapped. When lifetime pass holder dies, open an attraction. Whenever you roll to visit your attractions, if you roll a 6, you may return lifetime pass holder from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah, so
If you're
here's
lucky,
one
he comes
that,
back.
yeah, and here's one that when he dies, you put an attraction in play. And then every
Mhm.
round, when you roll for your attraction now that you have in play, you can bring them back.
Yep, and then you can get more. So
And he
that's
only costs one, so that's pretty good.
yeah, that's cheap. It's really
One
cheap.
for a 2/1 that can come back.
Not bad at all.
Next up, we got probably one of the best cards in the set. It's Saw in Half. It's 2 and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half its power, and its toughness is half that creature, rounded up. So basically, you blow something up, and then so if you blow up a 6/6, it becomes 2/3/3s. So it's really good if
Yeah.
you blow up your own worm coil or something.
Oh my god, this with worm coil.
It's like, oh, I get 2/3/3s and then another 2/3/3s.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that would be really good.
You get 2/3/3s of worm coil with that effect, and then 2/3/3s. Like,
And then just get the 3/3s again.
yeah.
Okay.
So like, there's some weird wacky combos with this. It's also good if someone just
Mhm.
swings at you with a big thing. You just make it 2 small things. And
Yeah.
like, all right,
It's
you
like,
got to
oh,
swing
I
at me
got like a
next turn.
15/15. Like, okay, well, I get
Now you
like
got a 7/7 or an 8/8.
7/7s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. Like, that's pretty good. For 3, that's pretty
Yep,
good.
it's an instant. Blows up a creature.
Yeah. Like, that's nice. All right. Well, on to our one and only green card here. Centaur of Attention. It is 3 green for a 3/3 Centaur performer creature. When Centaur of Attention enters the battlefield, roll 5 6-sided dice and store those results on it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may reroll any number of Centaur of Attention stored results. Centaur of Attention gets +X+X, where X is the greatest number of stored results on it of the same value. Okay, so you gotta like Yahtzee it.
Yeah, so if you get like 2/3/3s, you get +3/+3. If you have 2 6s, you get +6/6.
Yep. Yep. So you just gotta
Yeah.
have the most of the highest number, basically.
So you need at least a pair of 6s, right?
Yeah.
To get 6 is
At
the greatest
least a
number
pair.
of stuff, but not a pair of something else, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's got to be the
It has to
highest
be the
number
highest.
of
So you
duplicates.
need one pair and all the rest to be different, or
Yeah.
like 3 of a kind or Yahtzee or something.
Right.
It's interesting because you can just keep re-rolling them if you have stuff that needs to roll dice for effects. Like whenever you roll
This
a dice
is
effect,
a really good
trigger
card
along that.
for a dice deck for sure.
But it seems pretty easy to me. Like in a turn or two, you're probably gonna make this a 9/9, right? So 5 for
Oh,
a
yeah.
9/9. Would you play that?
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
good. Yeah.
That's a pretty good static card. So
Yeah, I'd play that. So it's a decent card, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got Captain Rex Nebula. It is 1 red and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature, human pilot employee. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-land permanent you control becomes a vehicle until end of turn. Its base power and toughness are each equal to its mana value. It has crew 2 and crash land. Whenever this vehicle deals damage, roll a 6-sided die. If the result is equal to the vehicle's mana value, it deals that much damage to any target, then sacrifice this vehicle. So you make your artifacts vehicles, and then you swing into them. And then if you roll a dice, and if you get lucky enough, it blows up as well.
That's pretty sick. All right, let's see.
It's interesting. I don't know how good it is, but it's interesting.
It's interesting.
I mean, you obviously wouldn't want to use it on anything that has a mana value more than 7. I mean, I guess you could swing with a 7/7, but
but
more than 6. I mean, but like, it's okay. I mean, it's late game. You can turn your mana rocks into stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I don't need these anymore. Oh my gosh. Next, let's see. We have Space Bellerin. So that's a play on words, obviously. 2 white blue for legendary planeswalker Jace. And then he comes into play with 3 loyalty counters. And then we have Space Sculptor, which is Space Bellerin divides the battlefield into alpha, beta, and gamma sectors. If a creature isn't assigned to a sector, its controller assigns it to one. Opponents assign first. So then he has +1. Creatures in each sector can be blocked this turn only by creatures in the same sector. And then -1. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature in the sector of your choice. And then -5. Destroy all creatures in the sector of your choice.
Yeah, so
That's
you
interesting.
are going to divide everything. Everyone's going to divide everything up into 3 sections, and the game is played in sections now, basically. Sectors.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I haven't played with this, so I don't know how good that is. But I mean, it seems like in 2 turns you could basically blow up a third of the creatures on the board. So
Yeah, I feel like it would not take long. It's definitely not bad.
Next up, we got Magar of the Magic Strings. It is 1 black and a red for a legendary creature, Minotaur Performer. It's a 3/3. It has pay 1 black red, note the name of target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard, and put it onto the battlefield face down. It's a 3/3 with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may create a copy of the card with the noted name. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. If this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. That's good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like, okay, let me swing to the 3/3s that can then copy instants and sorceries in my graveyard.
Yeah, that's sick.
Or just turning my instant sorceries into 3/3s is good.
Yep. Yeah, especially if you have a Spells Matter deck, this I think would work. Rakdos is pretty good for that, I feel, because
Yeah.
Blow shit up / just deal damage to shit. That's red and black. So yeah, you can totally have that built around this, and then just now I got creatures
Yep.
because I wanna. Yeah, that seems fun. I feel like that could be a fun deck to run. Next up, we got Myra the Magnificent. Let's see. It is 2 blue-red for a 2/4 human performer legendary creature. It has whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, open an attraction. And then it has pay X and tap it. Exile target instant or sorcery card with mana value X from your graveyard and choose an attraction you control that doesn't have a midway counter on it. Put a midway counter on it. Whenever you visit that attraction, copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So it's kind of like an Isochron in a way.
Yeah, kind of. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But again, it's an attractions deck.
Yep. Again, attractions matter.
Next up, we got the Most Dangerous Gamer. It's 2 black and a green for a 2/2 legendary creature, Human Gamer Guest, with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield or an attack, so you get to open an attraction, so you can keep attacking and get a bunch of them on here.
That's a lot of triggers.
And whenever you open an attraction, put a +1/+1 counter on the Most Dangerous Gamer. And whenever you claim the prize of an attraction, destroy target permanent. This seems freaking busted.
This seems really good. This will deal some big damage. And then also, if you have a deck that relies on attractions, this is like your engine right here. Like, that's a lot of triggers to do it.
Yeah, you could do 5-color attractions with all the Unfinity cards.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that God, it's not even that expensive. It's only 4. Like,
I know, it seems really good.
That's pretty good to me. Yeah. Blowing stuff up, getting bigger, like
getting artifacts on the field, like
and it's got Death Touch. I mean,
yeah,
seems pretty good. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, next up, oh my god, if it would load, holy crap! Resolution, please. Whatever, we're just have to do this the hard way, I guess. Zoom in. We got Comet Stellar Pup. It is 2 red white for a legendary planeswalker, Comet. He comes into play with 5 loyalty counters. He has 1 ability. 0. Roll a 6-sided die. So this is Chance the Planeswalker. 1 or 2.
+2.
Okay, God, that's so small. I gotta get close to read this. +2. So he gets 2 counters. Then create 2 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. If you roll a 3, he gets -1. Then return a card with a mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. If you roll a 4 or 5, Comet Stealer Pup deals damage equal to the number of loyalty counters on him to a creature or player, then subtract 2 from him. And then if you roll a 6, add a loyalty counter, and you may activate Comet Stealer Pup's loyalty ability 2 more times this turn.
Yeah, all his effects seem good.
Yeah, they're really pretty decent. It's just how much you kill them.
Yeah. Because if you keep getting 1s or 2s, it's like, well, I get 2 squirrels that can swing. If you get 3,
and you get +2.
Back. 4 or 5, you're dealing damage to something. And 6 is the sweetness.
6 is just nuts.
Like, especially first turn you play him, get a 6. All right, I'm gonna go up to 6 and then go 2 more times.
Yeah.
Especially if you roll a 6 again, so you get another 2 times.
Imagine playing this in a deck that allows you to add more, or add more loyalty counters to planeswalkers and use their abilities more than once. Because isn't that a thing?
Yes, it is a thing. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it again.
There's an artifact that does that. Yeah.
Like you roll a 6 and then you get to use his ability again after using it twice.
Yep. And gosh forbid you have that card out that lets you reroll dice. So if you don't like the result, you can just reroll it. This seems really good in a dice rolling deck.
That wasn't a 6. Let's try again. Oh man.
Or I got tokens, I don't need tokens. Or I got damage, I don't need damage.
Exactly. Yeah. This seems really fun. This is just a good, a fun card for a chance deck, Yeah.
For
sure.
Next up, we got the Celeber 8000.
Okay.
5 mana for a 3/3 artifact creature clown robot. At the beginning of combat on your turn, roll 2 6-sided dice. For each result of 1, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each other result, it gains the indicated ability until end of turn. If you roll doubles, it also gains double strike until end of turn.
Oh, so nice.
A 2 gives you menace, a 3 gives you vigilance, a 4 lifelink, a 5 flying, and 6 indestructible.
Okay, that's really fun.
So if you roll 2 1s, you get +2/+2 and double strike. If you roll a 1 and a 2, you get 1/1 and menace. It's going to get 2 keywords, or at the worst, +2/+2 and double strike.
Which is still pretty good. You still get a keyword, and
you're going to get 1 keyword and double strike, because if you roll double strike, you can get 2 keywords. So you're always going to get at least 1/1 and a keyword. Or the best is 2 keywords, or 2 keyword or 1 keyword and double
God, imagine 2 6s, fucking indestructible double strike.
Or even just getting 5 and 4, now I have a 3/3 flying lifelink.
That's really good. Yeah.
But the most common roll is 7, right? So Vigilance lifelink 3/3 for 5. Would you play that?
Vigilance lifelink, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I think so. Why not, right?
Mm-hmm. Seems pretty good. Especially in the dice rolling
Seems
deck.
Fun. Yeah, these dice rolling decks are honestly really interesting. Liking it. Next up we have Clown Car. Sounds like the car that I drive. Yeah, I drive a Toyota Yaris, so yeah, it's literally a clown car. It costs X for a 1/1 vehicle. It's an artifact. It's a vehicle. When Clown Car enters the battlefield, roll X 6-sided dice. For each odd result, create a 1/1 white clown robot artifact creature token. For each even result, put a +1/+1 counter on clown card. He has crew 2.
So that seems really good, right?
It does seem really good.
Because
It's only crew 2.
So like if you play this for 1, it's 1 for a 1/1. You get either a 1. Well, it's either 1 for a 2/2 or 1 for 2 1/1s.
Yep.
Like, and even that's good.
That's pretty decent. And then it just goes up from there.
Yeah, and it goes up from there the more you pay on it. So if you put like 6 into this thing, you're probably going to get 3 1/1s and a 4/4.
It like just goes.
And then you can use the 1/1s to crew it. Like,
it just gets exponentially bigger. Like,
that seems really good.
You don't have to put much into
like
this. For this
it's Value City, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely Value City. All right, that's it for the regular cards, it looks like. Looks like we got some attractions now that we can look at.
Yeah, so again, how attractions work is when it says open an attraction, you have your attraction deck of 10 cards. They have to be singletons, so you can't have duplicates. And you flip the attraction over, and it's like an artifact on your board. And then at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you roll the die, a 6-sided die, and you get the visit effect if you hit the numbers lit up. So this first one here is the Ferris wheel. It's an attraction with the 4, 5, and 6 lit up. So if you roll 4, 5, or 6, you get this. And it's choose target creature that hasn't been phased out with Ferris wheel. That creature phases out until you roll a 3 or less when rolling to visit your attractions. So you can phase stuff out until you don't get a 4, 5, or 6.
So you just do this to your opponent's creatures, so they just all disappear?
They disappear until you miss the effect. So if you keep rolling
miss
4
at
5,
least.
so you have 50% chance. You keep rolling 4, 5, or 6s. You're gonna keep phasing stuff out until you hit a 1, 2, or 3. So, like, best case you hit all their dues before you hit it, but worst case is you get one thing and then it comes back. But at least you phased it out for a turn.
Yeah, just do it to their most biggest creature or something like that, and then you don't care.
So it's not bad.
Yeah. Nice removal. Or I guess you can do it to your own stuff too to protect it either way. But
yep. Yeah, you could do it to your own thing and then board wipe or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, that works great. Next up we have Hall of Mirrors. So this is an attraction that has the 2 and the 6 lit up. So when you visit it, choose target creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, except it isn't legendary if the chosen creature is legendary.
So this is really good.
That's awesome.
I'm going to make all my dudes.
I'm just going to copy
Elish Norn or whatever.
Oh my god, exactly. I would love to have 5 copies of Elish Norn, thank you.
All my tokens are Elish Norn.
So all my stuff is like +10, and all of your stuff is -10, Have fun. Yep.
That seems really good. That's why they made it only 2 chances to get it.
Yeah, that's hard to hit, but if you hit it, oh baby.
Also, like if you have another attraction out that's not 2 or 6, then it's like, okay, well then I get the other effect. So
exactly, like the Ferris wheel. That's most of the other ones.
Yep. Next up, we got the Haunted House attraction. It's at the 3 and the 6 lit up, and when you visit it, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste and exile it at the beginning of the next end step.
So it's literally an earth on a creature. It's pretty cool.
Yep. That's pretty sweet.
Awesome. Nice and quick and dirty bring back.
Yep.
Next up is the Merry-Go-Round. This is another attraction with a 2 and the 6 lit up. When you visit it, creatures you control with power 2 or less gain horsemanship. Oh god, that's old. Until end of turn.
Which can't be blocked except by horsemanship. So majority of the time this is going to be unblockable. 99% of the time it's going to be unblockable. Unless you're playing Commander and someone plays that Sanquin that gives everything horsemanship.
When's the last time horsemanship's been in the game?
I lost to it like a couple weeks ago.
That's from like what 4th edition, 3rd edition? Like
yeah, it's a really long time ago. Yeah.
Like,
It's a really old
shit.
keyword. I think it's legends or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, like, oh, that's like banding. Who the fuck sees banding anymore?
But horsemanship's more understandable than banding. Banding is whack.
Banding's weird. Yeah, so don't look into it. You don't need to worry about it.
But so this is basically swing with all your tokens, right? Unblockable.
Totally, yeah. Just your shit's unblockable.
Next up, we got the Storybook Ride. It's got the 2, 5, and 6 lit up. It's an attraction. When you visit it, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of attractions you visited this turn. You may play those cards this turn. At the beginning of the next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, put them on the bottom of your library in any order. So that's good. So if you hit this and other ones, you're going to get multiple to look at. Otherwise, the worst case, you get one.
Yeah.
And you can play it. It's like an extra card draw. And if you don't play it, it doesn't matter because it goes to the bottom of your deck. It's not like it sits in exile like normal.
And then if you like pop off, it's like a Genesis wave basically, which is sick.
Yeah. I mean, you still have to pay the mana for it, but like, it's still good. It's like a card draw. It's like free card draw. So
card draw is good for sure. Always good to draw cards. Next up, we got the Swinging Ship. It's an attraction with the 2 and the 6 lit up. When you visit it after the first combat phase this turn, there's an additional combat phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures that attack this turn. Oh my god.
Yeah, so let's just
That's
get another combat. Let's just attack again. It seems really good.
Let's just swing and then untap all of my shit like I did in attack. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's nice. That's why that's only 2 and 6.
Yep. And the last one we got on here is Tunnel of Love. It's an artifact attraction with the 2 and the 6 as well. When you visit it, you choose an opponent. They choose a creature they control. Then you choose a creature you control. You may exile their chosen creatures. If you do, return them to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Otherwise, those creatures fight each other.
Oh, nice.
So you can flicker them or you can have them fight. So whichever is more beneficial to you.
So does the date go well or not well?
Right, exactly.
That's pretty great. I love that flavor. So those are cool. Those are all of the rare attractions. I'm guessing there's plenty of other ones that are not rare. But
yeah, there's probably uncommon and common ones. Otherwise, you wouldn't.
Because that was only like 7, and then it's got to be a deck of 10. So yeah, there's clearly more. But that's what we got here. And then it looks like we have some absolutely sick reprints of the Shocklands.
Yeah, we got they're called the Space Shocklands. They're freaking awesome. So
these are amazing. I want these. That Godless Shrine. Ooh, that's top tier.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, the Shocklands are like dual lands that when they enter, you can pay 2 life to have it not enter tapped. Otherwise, they enter tapped.
Yep. So, of course, it's Hallowed Fountain, which is blue-white, Watery Grave, which is blue-black, Blood Crypt, which is black-red, Stomping Ground, which is red-green, Temple Garden, which is green-white, Godless Shrine, which is white-black, Steam Fence, which is blue-red, Overgrown Tomb, which is black-green, Sacred Foundry, which is red-white, and finally, Breeding Pool, which is green-blue.
Yeah, I think the Godless Shrine looks freaking sick.
Oh, yeah, that Eclipse. Oh, it's so good. Temple Garden also looks really sick. Like
Watery Grave does. They all look really cool.
These are amazing. Like, oh, I got it.
The worst one to me is Stomping Ground, just because it looks a little bit fakey to me.
Yeah,
but they all are really cool. Like it would be sleepy the whole time. These are I'm pretty sure going for way more than the regular.
These are gonna be so expensive. But, I want them so bad. God damn it.
Yeah, like Steam Vents is going for $40.
Not surprising. Yeah. That Watery Grave is so cool. I love that sky.
The Godless Shrine is going for $30. So it looks like they're going to be like $30-$40 probably.
I'd probably pre-order them because they're probably going to go up.
Well, they're already out now. Like Unfinity's out. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, still,
they're
still probably going to go up either way.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
So definitely get them
like the old Shocks have been reprinted enough that they still stick around like $10.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think they're going to reprint these arts of it. So these arts are probably going to retain the value.
If you play Commander or Modern at all, you want Shocklands.
Yep.
So yeah, and yeah, these are awesome. I guarantee you, like, it's like with all the unsets, like the lands just always are expensive. Like the unhinged lands,
the basic lands are really cool too.
The unglued lands, like I'm not a fan of the unglued lands, but some people really are. And even the what was the one after Unhinged that was really cool too? Unstable, that's what it was. Right?
Unglued and then unstable.
Yeah, unstable. Those lands were amazing. So yeah, I'd say definitely get on board and get these while they're cheap, because they're probably not gonna be. They're gonna go up. They always do.
Definitely a good investment.
Do yourself a favor. Well, that's it. That was a nice and quick set review.
Yeah, as always, guys, let us know what you think your what the coolest card of Unfinity is. We'll probably be back next with Brothers War. We also want to do a question and answer show for our anniversary show that we're behind on doing, but for celebrating 1 year. So if you have any questions you want us to answer on the podcast, give us an email at mtgplace@gmail.com.
Sweet.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching, and we always appreciate your support.